Hi, Nina from Balancio Salon in San Rafael, California. So, we are talking about the ultimate hype girl and what that actually means and what is hairdresser hype. So, to give you a little backstory, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I got to be where I am and why being a hype girl is so important to me. So, growing up, I am a younger sister of an older brother. I grew up in a big Italian family with a lot of cousins and uncles and amazing family. And we did so many fun things together. We all live in the same community, and it was probably the best way I could have grown up. But growing up as a younger sister, I always felt like I was, looking up to my older brother, but also trying to be like him, keep up with him. Everything he learned, I learned as I had to learn as fast as he did to keep up. So, there was a lot of pressure just keep up. You got to keep up with your brother. Your brother, he's doing this. So if you want to do what you're doing, then you're going to have to do what he's doing. So, um, that pressure kind of carried me through and always gave me the push I needed. I didn't have time to be worried or scared or hesitate or question or doubt anything that I was doing because I had to figure it out and I had to figure it out at his pace. And so, if you are someone who has an older sibling, you know that you're almost expected to do things at their level. So, all of that was great. And I'm proud of who I am because of that. But I will tell you, over the years, that really did shape how I moved into my career and the goals that I set for myself. I wanted to do hair at a young age. It was kind of something I fell into. And once I got into it, I realized this is such an amazing industry. I get to connect and collaborate with women who sit in my chair on a regular basis and really help them, give them something that they wouldn't otherwise have without me. So, over the course of my career, I continued to educate myself and really make sure that my skills were up to par for my own standards, as well as having the ability to do whatever it is that my clients asked for. And then over the years, my clients would come in and they would talk about, you know, having issues with their nose or them not liking the fullness in their face. And I realized that everything that I had learned and the energy that I put into the industry was then I was then able to use it to work with my guests and give them this image that they held of themselves and put that out into the world. And for that, I felt so proud. And when they would leave, I was, there cheering them on, knowing that they could walk out into the business world or wherever they were, as a mom and feel their best. And that was something that I was able to give to them. So, fast forward, I've been doing hair 20 years and I am now still continually educating myself and seeking out support from my own peers. So, a few years ago, I decided to dive into being an NBR extension artist. I looked at several different companies and other methods, and overall, I decided to go with natural beaded rose as my method of choice because it had such an extensive education program that I felt was better than the rest. And up until this point, everything that I've done in my career has been about being the best or doing the work to achieve the goals that I had set for myself. And that's the best that I can be. And so when I dove into the NBR education, I fell in love with their company, the methodology behind the company. And so the community of women that I was connecting with, and they were all like minded women. And I can tell you that growing up, I didn't always feel like I fit in. I had moments where I felt like I didn't know who my people were. And I quickly found a way to connect with like-minded women who had the same ambitions and goals, and they didn't want to be just a hairdresser. And not to say that that's not fair if somebody wants to do just that. But for me and who I am and the way that I want to push myself to continually grow, I wanted more than that. So I get into this room of these amazing women, and I've made all of these awesome connections of like minded people. And it was finally, for once, I felt like I found my people. And to take that a step further, I continued my education along the way over the years, and I got into a council group with elite extension artists who had done all of the work leading up to that point to be better than just a hairdresser. So here we are, 3, 4, 5 years later. I now have a community of women that come from all over the world. We all get together, we connect, we collaborate, we share stories, we talk about all of our trials and tribulations over the course of the year with our employees, if we have them, with our stylists or peer stylists, with our clients. And when we come together, we're each other's biggest hype girls. We are there supporting each other, and we know what each other's goals are and what they have to offer and what they want to take back to Arkansas or Texas or Kansas City, Vegas. We have a couple California girls. Like, we all have something unique and special that we bring to the table and bring back to our salons, but we all are loving and supporting where each other's at and where each other's going. And it's so empowering to come back together once a quarter, whatever we can do from here on out. We were meeting once a month, and now that has kind of transitioned. But ultimately, when we get together, it's like, okay, where are you at? What are you doing? What's your next goal? What's your next plan? And then when we leave here, we are all cheering each other on, making sure that we have each other's backs. For those of you who know me, and I am your friend, you know that I am loyal to a fault. My husband and I have been doing some counseling, and we've been talking with a therapist a little bit about just who we are, why we are the way we are. And if you know anything about the Enneagram, I'm a 6, which is the loyalist. My husband's an 8, which is the challenger. And so when we're good, we're good. And when we're not so good, we have some stuff we've got to work out like anybody else. I mean, who else doesn't have problems in their marriage? We've been married 12 years. And again, like I conduct myself in every other aspect of my life, my marriage is no different. I want more than just okay. I want an amazing life with my husband. I want an amazing salon with my team, and I want an amazing relationship with my friends and my family. So I am going to work tirelessly to make sure that I am in alignment with what those wants and needs are for myself and my family and my team. So, like I said, if you know me, you know I'm loyal to a fault. I am like, what's happening? How are you doing? You're not doing well. What do we need to do to make this better? How can I fix that for you? And if I can't fix it, how can we work on the solution together to get you to where you want to be? Because when I go home at night, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about my client and how she has a big board meeting tomorrow, and that we set her up for success by making sure her hair was on point and it was exactly what she needed it to be for her to go crush it. And my girls in Fresno, and when they leave to go back home, all of these challenging things that we have been pushing ourselves to learn, like podcasting, like this is not easy. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I tried to start a podcast and I got scared or nervous or unsure because what am I even talking about? Why does anybody even want to hear what I have to say? But you know what? It really doesn't matter, because this is about me and my growth and sharing with the world about who I am and what I have to offer and why I do what I do. And if I can at least get one person who feels like I do, where they didn't feel like they had their team or their group or their people, but they realize, like, by sharing their stories and who they are and what they have to offer, that maybe there's somebody that feels the exact same way that they do. And maybe that will push them to start the podcast or make the leap or do the thing that they were so scared to do because they know somebody else is scared too. Like, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing something, there's still always that piece of us that is important for us to, hone in on and really support along the way, because we're human and this is a human experience and it's not always what we expect it to be. But you know what? I'm here to be anyone's hype girl that is looking for someone to give permission to do the things that are hard to do, but do them anyway and do them scared, or a friend that they never thought they had or never knew could give them that extra boost that they needed in the time they needed most. And to my career girls, that we all fly out here together, that I am here, I am in your corner, and I'm thinking about you even when I don't see you or talk to you on a regular basis, because I want everyone to win. There is no reason that we can't all have, be, and do whatever it is we want to be if we put our mind to it, because everything else is just an excuse. So I really hope that this speaks to some of you. And if you have any questions and you want to know more, like, share, subscribe. This is something that is a new pet project for me, and I am just starting out. So I would love to hear what y'all think, and you can find me on the next one. With that, take care.